Before the demands of this day gather around you, receive one steady truth. Today is a gift from God. You may not feel cheerful yet. You may have awakened with a tired body, a crowded mind, or news you wish were different. Gratitude does not ask you to pretend otherwise. It gives you solid ground from which to meet what is real. In this prayer, we will notice God's ordinary mercies, bring Him our difficult places, and choose the next faithful step with thanks. Psalm 118:24 says, in the English Standard Version, "This is the day that the Lord has made. Let us rejoice and be glad in it." This song comes from a psalm of thanksgiving after distress. The speaker remembers being surrounded, calling on the Lord, receiving help, and entering worship with thanks. So, these words are not a shallow command to smile through pain. They are a faithful response to God's enduring love. The day can be received from God, even when it contains unfinished questions. Let that invitation become personal now. You do not have to manufacture a bright feeling. You can bring God your honest condition and ask Him to train your attention. We will move from discouragement toward grounded gratitude, not by denying hardship, but by remembering that hardship is not the whole story. If you can, take a quiet breath. Let this prayer give language to your own honest response. God of mercy, here I am at morning's threshold. Nothing about my waking is hidden from you. You saw whether sleep restored me or whether I watched the hours pass. You understand the thought that arrived first and the concern that followed close behind. I need not improve my mood before drawing near. I arrive honestly and depend on your welcome. This is the day you have made. I receive it from your hand. I do not claim that every event in it will be easy or that every desire of mine will be fulfilled. I simply acknowledge that my life, my time, and this morning are gifts. Teach me to rejoice in you and to look for goodness without forcing an answer where I do not yet have one. When discouragement is the first voice I hear, help me answer it with truth. A hard yesterday does not own this morning. A mistake does not have final authority over my identity. A delay does not mean you have forgotten me. Give me enough light for the step in front of me, and enough humility to take that step without demanding a view of the entire road. Thank you for the mercy of waking. Thank you for the simple rhythm of breath entering and leaving my body. Thank you for consciousness, for thought, for the ability to notice this moment. These are familiar gifts, and familiarity can make me careless. Slow me down enough to recognize what I usually overlook. I bring you my body today. Some parts may feel strong, and some may hurt. There may be fatigue, limitation, illness, recovery, or uncertainty. Keep gratitude from becoming pressure to ignore those realities. Lead me toward wise care, appropriate rest, medical support when needed, nourishing food, movement that fits my condition, and patience with the pace of healing. Thank you for what my body allows me to do, for hands that can hold, prepare, repair, comfort, or serve, for eyes that meet light, ears that receive a familiar voice, and feet that carry me through ordinary rooms. Where ability is limited, show me dignity that does not depend on productivity. Where help is needed, give me courage to receive it without shame. Father, I notice the place where I am praying. Thank you for whatever shelter is present, whether it is spacious or small, quiet or busy, permanent or temporary. Thank you for a door, a chair, clean water, a blanket, a cup, or one protected corner. I remember those whose housing is uncertain, and I ask you to guide them toward safety, practical help, and compassionate people. Let gratitude change the way I inhabit my home. Make me willing to tend what has been entrusted to me. Help me clean one neglected space, repair what I can, share what I have, and create room for peace. Keep me from comparing my life with polished images of someone else's. Teach me to honor the people here more than the appearance of the rooms. Thank you for food and drink. Even when the meal is simple, thank you for those who planted, harvested, transported, stocked, cooked, and served. Keep me from consuming without thought. Give me wisdom to choose well, restraint where I need it, and generosity towards someone whose table is thin. Let a meal become both enjoyment and remembrance. I thank you for ordinary mercies that rarely receive applause. A working light, a charged phone, a clean shirt, a bus that arrives, a key that turns, a message answered, a task completed. None of these proves that life is perfect, but each can become a small window through which I recognize care, labor, order, and grace. Train my attention, Lord. I am often quick to catalog what is missing and slow to name what has been given. I can carry 10 mercies through a day and let one inconvenience define the whole experience. Give me a more truthful proportion. Let me address what is wrong without becoming blind to what is good. Now I bring you the people closest to me. Thank you for those who have loved me with patience, corrected me honestly, made room for me, or stayed through an awkward season. Bring specific faces to mind. Show me one person I can thank with clear words, rather than vague appreciation. For family relationships that are warm, deepen tenderness without making me take anyone for granted. Help me listen before assuming. Let me put down the device, remember the detail, keep the promise, and offer my full attention. Make gratitude visible through dependable care. For family relationships that are strained, keep me honest and gentle. I will not call harmful behavior good, and I will not use gratitude to erase needed boundaries. Give me wisdom about distance, conversation, forgiveness, safety, and counsel. Where repair is possible, make me ready to own my part without controlling another person's response. Thank you for friends, neighbors, teachers, colleagues, caregivers, and quiet helpers. Some have shaped my life through one conversation or one practical kindness. Guard me from acting as though I arrived here alone. I stand among gifts I did not create and contributions I could never fully repay. For the person I find difficult, give me a grateful heart that is not naive. Help me remember that every person bears a story I cannot completely see. Let me speak truth without contempt. Let me disagree without making an enemy. Give me the restraint to pause before sending the sharp reply I may later regret. Father, I bring you my work. Whether today includes paid employment, study, caregiving, job searching, household labor, recovery, or waiting, show me the work that belongs to this day. Thank you for skills learned slowly, tools available, people who taught me, and opportunities to contribute. Keep me from measuring all worth by output. At the same time, rescue me from avoidable neglect. Give me focus for the assignment in front of me. Help me read carefully. Ask the necessary question. Check the detail. Arrive prepared and finish what faithfulness requires. Let gratitude become diligence rather than passive sentiment. When the task feels repetitive, reveal the person it may serve. A clean surface can welcome someone. An accurate document can protect a decision. A repaired machine can support a family. A patient explanation can restore confidence. Help me see useful labor as a way of loving neighbors I may never meet. When my work is praised, keep me humble and thankful. Let me receive encouragement without becoming dependent on it. When my work is unnoticed, remind me that hidden faithfulness still matters. When correction comes, help me separate useful truth from the sting of embarrassment and make the change that is mine to make. For those seeking work, open appropriate opportunities and provide endurance in the search. Guide applications, conversations, training, and practical support. Do not let rejection become a verdict on personal worth. Surround each person with wise counsel and help for present needs. While the next door remains uncertain, I bring you my resources. Thank you for every honest provision, whether abundant or carefully stretched. Teach me to handle money without fear, pride, or denial. Give me courage to look at the numbers, distinguish needs from impulses, make a plan, seek qualified advice, and address problems before they grow. Make me a grateful steward. Help me pay what I owe, save when I can, give without performance, and enjoy good things without worshiping them. Protect me from envy that turns another person's success into my loss. Their portion does not erase the gifts and responsibilities placed in my hands. Where finances are tight, I ask for daily provision, sound opportunities, community support, and wise choices. Keep this prayer free from false promises of sudden wealth. Instead, grant perseverance, creativity, restraint, fairness, and the humility to ask for help. Let gratitude coexist with an honest request for what is needed. Father, as the schedule becomes real, prepare me for interruptions. I often welcome a day as a gift only while it follows my preferred plan. When traffic slows, an appointment changes, a child needs attention, or a problem arrives without warning. Keep irritation from ruling me. Show me what can be adapted and what must simply be accepted. Give me discernment about urgency. Not every notification deserves immediate access to my mind. Not every request is mine to fulfill. Not every delay is a disaster. Help me choose what is important, communicate clearly, and leave margin where possible. Let gratitude create spaciousness rather than frantic activity. For decisions before me, thank you that I do not have to know everything to act wisely. Help me gather facts, listen to experienced people, pray without evading responsibility, and notice motives I would rather hide. If I need more time, give me patience. If the next step is clear, give me courage to stop postponing it. Now I bring you the challenges I already know about. The meeting I am rehearsing, the medical result I am waiting to hear, the deadline that has moved too close, the repair I cannot ignore, the conversation that may be uncomfortable. I name these without pretending they are small, and I place them before your wisdom. Thank you that gratitude does not require me to call a burden pleasant. It allows me to say, this is hard, and you are still worthy of trust. Hold me steady between denial and despair. Help me look directly at the problem. Use the help available and refuse the belief that one difficulty has consumed every good thing. When anxiety rises, let me return to what is true and present. I can feel my feet on the floor. I can take the next breath. I can identify the next responsible action. I can speak with someone trustworthy. I can rest when my body signals that it is depleted. Thank you for practical means of care, as well as the comfort of prayer. If my mind has been carrying more than I can manage alone, lead me toward appropriate support. Give me freedom to speak with a counselor, doctor, pastor, trusted friend, or qualified professional. Gratitude is not silence about distress. It can include thankfulness for the people and treatments through which help comes. Father, I bring you grief. Some listeners enter this morning with an empty chair, a recent goodbye, a changed diagnosis, a broken relationship, or a future that no longer looks as expected. Receive the tears that do not fit into cheerful sentences. Do not let anyone feel required to rush through sorrow to prove faith. Thank you for the love that makes loss matter. Thank you for memories that can be held with tenderness, even when they ache. Give strength for the practical work grief requires, and patience for its unpredictable waves. Place compassionate people nearby who know how to remain without offering easy explanations. There are unanswered questions I cannot solve today. Why did this happen? How long will this continue? What are you doing in the silence? I will not invent an answer and attach your name to it. I will bring you the question itself. Keep me faithful while understanding remains partial. Psalm 118 remembers distress and deliverance in the same song. Let that wider setting protect me from shallow gratitude. The call to rejoice is not spoken by someone unfamiliar with trouble. It is worship formed through dependence. Teach me that thanksgiving can be sturdy enough to carry lament. So I thank you in hardship, not for evil, as though evil were good, but for your presence, your character, and every mercy that hardship cannot cancel. Thank you for courage that appears one decision at a time. Thank you for people who show up. Thank you for truth that survives confusion and love that remains when feelings fluctuate. If today brings relief, make me grateful. If it brings continued waiting, make me patient. If it reveals a necessary change, make me teachable. If it exposes my limits, make me willing to receive support. In every case, keep me near to what is honest, loving, and faithful. Father, search the way gratitude affects my character. Keep it from becoming a private comfort that never reaches another person. If I have received patience, make me patient. If I have received forgiveness, lead me to release resentment wisely. If I have been helped, show me whom I can help without needing recognition. Open my eyes to the person who is easily overlooked, the worker whose name I have not learned, the neighbor who lives alone, the colleague carrying more than they say, the family member whose effort has become invisible through familiarity. Give me a specific way to honor someone today. Let my speech carry gratitude. Remove needless complaint that spreads heaviness without seeking a solution. Still, keep me from silencing valid concerns. Teach me the difference between honest lament, constructive action, and habitual contempt. Make my words accurate, useful, and kind. Let my use of time carry gratitude. I cannot keep this day, and I do not need to squeeze every moment until it loses tenderness. Help me be present to the task and the person before me. Give me permission to pause, eat, walk, pray, and sleep. Limits are not an insult to your gift. They are part of being human. Let my choices online carry gratitude. Before I scroll past another hour, remind me that attention is a form of stewardship. Help me notice when comparison is making me restless or outrage is making me unkind. Lead me toward information that is true, of conversation that is constructive, and the freedom to close the screen. Let my care for creation carry gratitude. Thank you for sunlight, rain, trees, bird song, changing air, and the patient fruitfulness of the earth. Guide me toward small, responsible choices rather than grand claims. Help me waste less, tend what is near, and receive beauty without needing to own it. I pray for my community. Thank you for schools, clinics, farms, shops, roads, libraries, churches, emergency workers, public servants, and volunteers. Where systems fail people, give leaders integrity and citizens perseverance. Show me where complaint should become participation, advocacy, generosity, or careful service. I remember those whose morning is marked by conflict, displacement, hunger, disaster, or danger. My gratitude must not make me indifferent to their pain. Lead communities and nations toward justice and peace. Strengthen those providing shelter, food, medicine, protection, and truthful witness. Show me how my resources and choices can support real help. Father, guard joy from becoming another performance. Some mornings, joy feels like laughter. Other mornings, it is simply the willingness to get up and begin. Sometimes it is music, a shared meal, or sunlight on a wall. Sometimes it is quiet trust while tears remain. Teach me to welcome joy in the form it honestly takes. Thank you for beauty that interrupts usefulness. A color in the sky, a child's question, a familiar song, steam rising from a cup, the sound of someone I love entering the room. Help me receive these moments without immediately photographing, posting, or improving them. Let attention itself become praise. Thank you also for humor, for the relief of not taking myself too seriously, for small mistakes that can be corrected, stories retold around a table, and laughter that restores proportion. Keep humor from cruelty and let it become a gentle reminder that I am loved without being the center of everything. As I think about service today, save me from trying to rescue everyone. Show me the good that is actually mine to do. It may be a phone call, a fair decision, a ride, a meal, a patient explanation, a generous tip, a sincere apology, or silent prayer. Small faithfulness is not insignificant when love guides it. Give me boundaries that preserve faithful service. Help me say yes without resentment and no without unnecessary guilt. Let me recognize when another person's need requires skill beyond mine. Thank you for the wider community of gifts, where no one person must carry every burden. I bring you my failures and regrets. Gratitude does not erase accountability. Thank you that I can tell the truth. Seek forgiveness. Make restitution where possible, and learn a different way. Keep me from using shame as proof that I care. Lead me instead toward repentance that bears practical fruit. When I remember something good I failed to appreciate, show me what can still be expressed. It may not be too late to write the note, make the call, acknowledge the sacrifice, or change a habit. Give me words that are simple and specific. Thank you for what you did. It mattered to me, Father. Prepare me for moments when I forget this prayer. I may become hurried by midday or discouraged by one piece of news. Do not let that become another reason for self-criticism. Invite me back. I can pause at a doorway, before a meal, at a red light, or between tasks and say, "This day is still your gift. Show me the faithful response now." Let Psalm 118:24 become more than a sentence I admire. Let it shape my pace, my interpretation, and my conduct. Because this is the day you have made, I will not despise its ordinary hours. Because you are faithful, I can face its hard moments honestly. Because mercy is present, I can rejoice without pretending. I do not know everything this day will hold. There may be welcome news or an unexpected demand. There may be energy, fatigue, progress, waiting, clarity, or confusion. I release my demand to control the mixture. Give me wisdom for each part when it arrives, rather than anxiety about all parts at once. Show me my next faithful step, not the impressive step, not the step that earns admiration, but the one that love and truth require. If it is to begin the work, help me begin. If it is to rest, help me rest without apology. If it is to speak, give me courage. If it is to listen, quiet my defenses. Thank you that one faithful step can be enough for this moment. I do not have to complete the whole journey before breakfast. I can make the appointment, open the document, wash the dish, answer the message, take the medicine, ask the question, or offer the apology. Meet me in concrete obedience. Before this prayer draws toward its close, I remember the hours beyond the morning. Gratitude will be tested when energy dips, plans change, and familiar annoyances return. Give me a simple way to begin again. Let me stop, notice one mercy, name one need, and choose one useful response. Keep Thanksgiving close enough for an ordinary afternoon. At midday, when unfinished work seems louder than completed work, help me recognize progress without becoming complacent. Thank you for each honest effort, each lesson learned, and each chance to correct course. Let me continue at a human pace. Preserve me from the panic that mistakes exhaustion for faithfulness. When I travel today, whether across a room, along a road, or through a crowded station, make me attentive. Thank you for drivers, mechanics, planners, and strangers who cooperate in countless unnoticed ways. Give me patience, sound judgment, and courtesy. If disruption comes, help me respond to the actual situation rather than the catastrophe imagined by fear. When evening arrives, teach me to review the day without putting myself on trial. Show me where grace appeared, where I served well, where I need to apologize, and what can wait until tomorrow. Thank you for work completed and for permission to leave some work unfinished. Help me close the day with honesty instead of endless mental rehearsal. If loneliness visits, remind me that the desire for connection is not a defect. Lead me toward one reachable act, sending a sincere message, joining a healthy community, accepting an invitation, or asking for company. Make me willing both to seek friendship and to become the kind of steady friend I hope to find. If celebration comes to someone else, free me to rejoice with them. Keep comparison from poisoning a good moment. Their answer does not mean my prayer was ignored, and their opportunity does not reduce my value. Let another person's joy expand my capacity for wonder, rather than sharpen my sense of lack. As this prayer draws toward its close, I gather the gifts I have noticed: breath, shelter, food, people, work, provision, help, beauty, truth, and the possibility of serving. I also gather the burdens I have named: fatigue, conflict, uncertainty, grief, limited resources, and unanswered questions. I bring both lists to you. I will not use the gifts to deny the burdens, and I will not let the burdens erase the gifts. Hold them together in your wise care. Form in me a gratitude that is honest enough to grieve, strong enough to persevere, and generous enough to act. This is the day that you have made. Let rejoicing begin as attention, deepen into trust, and become love in practice. Make me grounded rather than giddy, hopeful rather than avoidant, responsible rather than controlling. Let gladness rest in who you are, not in my ability to arrange perfect circumstances. Thank you for meeting me before I have accomplished anything today. Thank you that my worth is not created by a flawless schedule. Help me enter the hours ahead as a person who has received mercy and therefore has mercy to give. I release what I cannot settle this morning. I release another person's opinion, an outcome beyond my authority, a question without an immediate answer, and the future I keep rehearsing. I will carry responsibility, but I will not pretend to carry the whole world. Father, keep this prayer near when I cross the threshold into the day, in the ordinary and the difficult. Turn my attention toward what is true. In relationships, make thanks visible. In work, make it diligent. In provision, make it generous. In grief, make it tender. In challenge, make it brave. In joy, make it free. I receive today as your gift. I choose grounded gratitude without denying hardship. I trust you for the grace to take the next faithful step. Let my life answer your mercy with worship, service, and quiet joy. In Jesus' name, amen.